Welcome back to the BJack 70 show. I'm your host, Brandon Jackson, and it's time for another episode, another successful episode of Brandon's Bets, where I'm coming off a 5-0 week. I'm 32 and 18 against the spread through 10 weeks of football. But let's get into this episode, giving you five more bets, five more winners, another profitable weekend for the NFL. Best in the game doing it. Best that you know doing it. Best that your friend know doing it. Tell a friend, tell a friend. Since you're here right now, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You know, share the channel on your Twitter, on your Instagram, on your TikTok. Follow me on all those at BJack70. You know, let's keep the party going. Let's keep the party going. We got a lot of momentum going right now. Let's keep it going. And I'm gonna keep it going. I'm gonna keep it rolling. We're gonna get right into the bets. So first of all, we have Buffalo Bills minus 5.5 versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now this is one of the games I thought about all week, long and hard. I wanted some action on this game, but I didn't know which side I was going to go with. There's another game on the slate that I thought the same thing. I didn't know which side I wanted to go, and I stayed away from that one because I truly have no idea which way I want to go. That one was Rams Seahawks. I wanted to get in on it, but I have no idea what way that's going to go. So I'm staying away from that one. But this one right here, this one right here, Bills minus 5.5. I I actually for most of the week, well, not most of the week, but for a lot of the time, I was gonna lean plus 5.5 in the Buccaneers side, but there was some sound that happened after the Buccaneers lost last Sunday, and that kind of changed my mind a little bit.
Point, we're a good team, but to be great, when you score on the opening drive, you know what it looks like. You set the tone. You're not satisfied with it. You come back in your head, it's 0-0, and you go do it again. And right now, I think we're lacking that on offense, and it comes down to me. That's my job to get that fixed, and I will do that.
In terms of hunger.
Killer instinct. Yep.
So the Buccaneers offense, according to Baker Mayfield, is lacking killer instinct. Now, forgive me, for bringing up the past again. You know, I'm a Clevelander. I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. I'm very familiar with Baker Mayfield's game. I'm a Clevelander. Shout out to Cavs. Got this new hat at the Cavs game today, even though they lost. Lost to the Raptors. Played zero defense, but that's a different story. I know Baker Mayfield. I know Baker Mayfield, and I know when he gets, you know, big leadership guy, it it may not go the way that he thinks it's gonna go. Big leadership Baker is gonna come out. He's gonna come out with a fire lit in his belly. He's gonna come out with so much anger, so much aggression, so much energy, and that's gonna work against him. He's gonna be so hyped up, so amped up to perform, to back up what he said, to beat, one of the contenders in the AFC and the Buffalo Bills. He's gonna come out ready to do all of that. But when he hypes himself up like this, it doesn't always work out. He's gonna take that extra chance. He's gonna not slide when maybe it probably would be the better idea to slide and not try to go get that extra yard. It might be the second quarter. You can live to fight another day. He's not gonna live to fight another day. He's gonna fight for that extra yard, might cause a fumble or two, You know, that extra that extra little bit of, you know, he's going to take a chance or two that he doesn't need to take. And the Bills are a team. Josh Allen is a quarterback on the other side that can take advantage of mistakes like that. Now, uh, I've been on this show, on this channel, on this podcast all year talking about, Baker deserved the MVP at the beginning of the year. He's playing great. He was one of the only 7 quarterbacks in the league that I trusted. All that is true. I did do that, but unfortunately for me, have very intimate knowledge of what his game is, and him coming out and saying they need to show more killer instinct is not going to work like he thinks it's going to work. He's going to be doing too much. He's going to be, he's going to be doing too much and try to make so many plays. It's going to be hero ball. It's going to be hero ball out there, and that's not what you want from Baker Mayfield. You want Baker Mayfield going out there, having fun, executing well, throwing with accuracy. You don't want him running around, you know, grabbing his crotch at the other team, um, causing a ruckus. He is a guy that likes to talk trash, and that's fine. He can talk trash, but this is going to be a different animal on Sunday. And Buccaneers fans, if you're waiting for something, if you're waiting for the performance of a lifetime because he said you guys need to have a better killer instinct, I regret to inform you that that's not going to happen. So I'm taking the Bills. This is an anti Baker Mayfield bet. Um, Taking the Bills minus 5.5. Josh Allen has a little bit to prove because they came out shit the bed against the Miami Dolphins. Don't know what they were doing. He has to play better. He has to not turn the ball over himself. I'm talking about Baker possibly turning the ball over. Josh Allen has been turning the ball over. So he has to fix that. He has to get that together. I think he will. I'm not gonna say last time I said Josh Allen was gonna be super soldier Josh Allen. He wasn't. The team executed and they beat the Panthers when I said he was gonna do that, but he himself didn't turn in that type of performance. So I'm not going to say he's going to do that, but I think the Bills win. Think the Bills cover. I think it might be a couple turnover game for the Buccaneers. So I'm going with the Bills here. And next up, we got the return of Brock Purdy, and we got the Niners -3 at the Arizona Cardinals. Brock Purdy's coming back. Ricky Pearsall is practicing. I don't know if he'll play. Um, but they do have Jawan Jennings and Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle. They all will be there. If Ricky Pearsall plays, even better. But even if he doesn't play, Brock Purdy coming back. Brock Purdy is a very good executor of what Kyle Shanahan wants to do. I think he's a better quarterback than Mac Jones. The Cardinals on the other side, they've been close. They've been keeping it close in a lot of these games with Jacoby Brissett. But they won't have Marvin Harrison. All they'll have on the other side is to throw it to Trey McBride, throw it to Michael Wilson. We'll see how that works out, but I don't think it's going to work out well. The Snyder team, they wanna get some wins. They want to play well. They know what's happening in their division. Rams Seahawks, they need to gain some ground on the winner, on the winner of that game. They're, I actually don't know. Give me one quick second. Yeah, so the Niners have 4 losses. They'll be looking up at both of these teams no matter what happens after Sunday, but they wanna gain some ground. They want to gain some ground, get some wins, and I think this will be the perfect opportunity for them to get a win. You know, we if you followed this channel as long as I've been going, you know that I love Kyler Murray. I'm a Kyler Murray fan, and I don't feel like he's the problem in Arizona. You know, that's I don't want to take shots at Jacoby Brissett because he's played well. He's played better than Kyler this season when he's been in, but I don't see that as a Kyler issue. I see that as a coaching issue. And I'm really curious to see what it looks like. No Marvin Harrison Jr. out there for Jacoby Brissett. You know, there's more film with him with the Cardinals out there. They haven't, they've been close in all these games. They haven't won any of these games. They're they're 3-6 right now. Um, well, maybe they won. When did they win? What's their schedule? What was their schedule? Oh yeah, they beat the Cowboys. I forgot they beat the Cowboys. But before that, lost to the Packers, lost to the Colts, lost to the Titans. Cardinals lost to Titans. Was that shit? While I'm talking shit, was that a Kyler? Yeah, that was a Kyler game. Damn. Kyler lost to the Titans. Yeah. Well, anyway, they're not good. They're not very good. I thought they were. I thought they were better coming into the season because I believe in Kyler, but that's not. That's not great. That's not great. I might have just talked myself out of Kyler Murray. I still believe in him, but he's gone. He's on IR. He might not come back. Whatever. That's not the point right now. Point right now, Brock Purdy's back. Kyle Shanahan is a better coach than Jonathan Gannon. Uh, Brock Purdy at this point better quarterback than Jacoby Brissett. They got Christian McCaffrey. How they gonna stop George Kittle? Um, I believe in this Niners team this week. I don't believe in them long term, but I believe in this week. And -3, I know it's on the road, but -3, I don't feel like is will be that difficult to get. I could see them winning by a touchdown. I could see 8 point, 9 point, 10 point game very easily. So yeah, I feel like I'm on the right side of this. The got the Niners -3 at the Cardinals. All right, next up, I'm staying at the crib, and I got the Ravens -7.5 at the Browns. I'll be at this game. I will be at this game. As a fan, not in any type of official capacity. My media credentials haven't come in the mail yet. I haven't been approved yet. Um, like and subscribe and share the podcast. Maybe I could get you some coverage, get you a little beat reporter action at the games. If you want that, support the channel, and maybe we can provide that for you. But I'm going as a fan. I'll be in the building, and when you're in the building, no matter what who's on your fantasy team, what bets you have, I can I'm analyzing this now from my home, and I think the Ravens are. It's just going to be easy. It's not going to be flashy. Cover this 7.5 easily. I don't even remember the last time the Browns played a close game with Baltimore. I think it's going to be easy, but if it's when you're in the stadium and it's your team and it's your city, you feel a different way. So I'm gonna be rooting against myself while I'm in the building, while I'm in my seat, while I'm possibly intoxicated from tailgating before this game. But I'm here to tell you now, it's Friday when you see this. I'm telling you to bet Ravens -7.5. I'm gonna be feeling different while I'm in the building, but feel like I know what's gonna happen. I feel like I know what's gonna happen. Lamar Jackson practiced on Thursday. He's gonna play. It's not gonna be a problem. Dylan Gabriel's still starting for the Cleveland Browns. I don't know if you guys know. Um, Rookie of the Week nominee Dylan Gabriel to you, please and thank you. Um, that gentleman is still going to be starting for the Cleveland Browns, and with Dylan Gabriel starting for the Cleveland Browns, still, I can't pick them to cover any numbers, no matter how large they are, because you never know. It could just implode at any moment. It can implode at any moment. Raven, John Harbaugh was a special teams coach, so their special teams are going to be buttoned up, and the Browns special teams has never been buttoned up. So I smell a blocked punt, a kick return touchdown, muffed punt. I smell something happening on that front, and I'm not going to be surprised when it happens because I'm expecting it to happen. I'm almost counting on it happening. Um, Miles Garrett might get a garbage time sack or two, but I think this game is going to be in control pretty much start to finish by the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens have a mission at hand: win the AFC North by any means necessary. And these division games against the Browns, against the Steelers, against the Bengals, they mean something. They mean a little bit more in regards to the AFC North, when it comes to tiebreakers and head to heads and all that. But this is going to mean a little bit more. This is one that, they have no wriggle room. They have no games that they can't take seriously. Even when they see the Cleveland Browns lining up across from them, they're going to have to take them seriously because we have beat them in the past, but they they got a job to do. They have a mission at hand that they want to accomplish, win the AFC North, and this Sunday it goes through Cleveland so they can get to the next Sunday and the next Sunday and then Thanksgiving against the Bengals and then so on and so forth. They have no wriggle room, no room for error. Lamar missed all those games. They lost most of those games. They gotta come in here on Sunday and take care of business. Um so yeah, I'll be there. Hopefully it'll be a fun watch. Um, you know, right now, I want this to hit on Sunday when I'm there. We'll see how I feel, but I at least hope to be entertained. I hope it's not boring. It very well could be a boring game when I'm when I'm there watching, but it'll be nice. It'll be fun. I'm gonna have a lot of fun. A game I will not be at: Chiefs versus the Broncos. The Chiefs are going to Denver. They're favored -3.5, and we're here again. I'm taking the Chiefs -3.5. I don't know if the Broncos are going to score that many points. This is going to be an ugly game because the Broncos play nothing but ugly games, low scoring. Do you believe in Patrick Mahomes or not to score more points than Bo Nix? That's what I feel like this comes down to. Denver's defense is very good. Kansas City's is good at times. They're not, they're definitely not as good as Denver's, but they're good at times. They can play well at times. They need to be a little bit more consistent. But Bo Nix hasn't shown that he can play well for the majority of the game against anybody, really, except, Dallas. And Dallas has the worst defense, at least in the NFC. Dallas and Cincinnati are fighting for the worst defense ever. Not ever, but you know what I mean. Um, I don't believe in Bo Nix. I don't believe in this Broncos team long term, short term. I don't care what their record is. I don't think they're going to win the AFC West. They've been getting by on the skin of their teeth every week, somehow pulling it out. Um, just barely beat the Raiders. This is not, it's a great defense, not a good offense. Sean Payton, whatever. Bo Nix, nah. This team, not having J.K. Dobbins, I think R.J. Harvey is good, but we'll see what he looks like as a lead back. Um, the only thing we really got to worry about, um, with this -3.5 is Nick Benito. Nick Benito could, you know, mess this shit, knock all this shit over, mess up this whole entire game. He has that talent. He is an all pro caliber, perennial all pro bowl caliber type player, and he can wreak havoc. I'm sure the Chiefs will have a plan to, get the ball out quickly. They can't do what they did against Buffalo and have Patrick Mahomes get pressured 50% of the time and take all those hits. Can't do it. Won't Absolutely will not win that way. And the Chiefs know it. Andy Reid knows it. Patrick Mahomes knows it. So I imagine they'll have a game plan. They'll get it out quick. They'll know what to do. They play the Broncos all the time. They'll know what they're doing. So I wish it was -3 because I could see it coming down to a field goal. But I'm hoping this game 4-point game. I'm hoping 17-13. I could see it. I could very well see it being 17-13 Chiefs, and that's a win. We'll take it. We like it, and hope it happens. And last but not least, heading over to Philadelphia on Monday night. Nope, my bad. That's Sunday night. Sunday night. Heading over to Philadelphia, Sunday night football. Eagles coming off a win against the Packers. That offense didn't look good. Offense didn't look good, and I think the defense benefited from playing against the Green Bay team that's disjointed, disorganized, almost disinterested on offense themselves. So I think a team like the Lions, a team that's buttoned up on offense, a team that knows how to get the ball to their superstars on offense, be it Amon Ra, Jamison Williams, Jameer Gibbs, Jared Goff knows what he's doing. A team like that can take advantage of the miscues that the Eagles create on their own offensive unit. The Eagles lead the league in percentage of 3-and-outs. How they're doing that with Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, how they're doing that with that stable of guys is malpractice. And we've made some money on the Eagles throughout this year because they know how to win. They have a winning pedigree. They're the defending champs, and they have the tush push, the unstoppable play. Whether it's unstoppable on the field or unstoppable because the refs are cheating for them. Either way, we've made a lot of money betting on the Eagles, but I think that luck runs out. I think the Lions, strictly because the Lions have an offense that can take advantage of if the Lions have the ball the way the Green Bay if the Lions have as many drives as the Packers were able to have in that last game, they're going to score more than 7 points. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. Jameer Gibbs might score more than 7 points himself. So I'm betting on that. I'm counting on that. I'm counting on Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, this offense that knows what it's doing going into Philadelphia, taking care of business, doing what they need to do. I think they're going to get the job done. Whether they win outright, whether it's a 2-point game, 1-point game, we'll take it. As long as it covers, we will take it. Um, but I do think they can win outright. But Eagles could do something crazy. 31-30, they could pull it out maybe, but that's a win. Uh, 30-28, 28-27, something crazy, something weird and ridiculous like that. But that would be a win for us. But I think Detroit, at the very least, will keep it close and they'll keep it within range. And we can count we can either count on Jared Goff to make a play because they'll be aggressive, they'll go for it, they'll do what they need to do. So we can either count on that, or we could count on the Eagles on the other side not being able to capitalize because, their all pro wide receiver isn't on the same page as their all pro quarterback, or their all pro running back is only getting 3 yards to carry. I don't know what the Eagles got going on, but they need to fix it. But they're not going to fix it this week because the Lions are going to take advantage. So, with that being said, that's the latest episode of Brandon's Bets. Just to go through it, one more time for you guys. We got Bills -5.5 versus the Bucks. 49ers -3 at the Cardinals. Ravens -7.5 at the Browns. Chiefs -3.5 at the Broncos. The Lions +2.5 at the Eagles. That's it. That's all. Here's to another 5-0 week. Good luck with what you're doing. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Have a great day. Enjoy college football on Saturday. Enjoy NFL football on Sunday. I know I will. If you're going to if you're a Clevelander watching this, headed to the Browns game, maybe I'll see you there. Buy me a drink or something if you tailing the bets. If I made you money throughout the year, look out. Look out for your boy. Look out for your boy. But anyway, if you're still here, appreciate you watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at BJack70. And, until the next episode, we'll see you.